Hi everyone, someone asked me recently why I'd never done the velvet effect in resin. Oh no, no idea. Anyway, we're going to have a go today. So, for anybody who hasn't seen the velvet effect, it involves cling film, or saran wrap I think you call it in America, or some other sort of plastic, and some mica powders. Now, just to make this even more interesting, I'm going to use some of these fabulous washi tapes from the washi tape shop. Now, this is also a video being made in honour of a very special lady. It's part of a collaboration. I'll tell you more about that later. First job to do is to get some epoxy resin mixed up, and I shall be using my usual 1-to-1 resin from Just For You Online, and it is called Apex High Gloss. Resin suitably mixed. Now, I'm agonising over the colours here while I've been mixing. What I've done is I've mixed up some what's this called? Mermaid's Eyes. Can't remember what brand this is. I'll see if I can find it for you. And I've put in a little bit of the champagne glitter from Just For You Online. Just a little bit, because I wanted a bit of shimmer. And that's what I'm going to pour around the edge. Let's put the cling film out of the way. And then, oh, the other thing I found, these two were the first moulds I ever bought. I thought I'd share them with you. It's kind of a bit of nostalgia. Right, now, the rest of it, I kind of want to go dark, I think. I'm just thinking, will these show up on a dark brown? I think they will. Yeah, it'll be supple. Just, again, it's one of the colours I don't normally use. This one is called Chocolate Brown, and it's from Boo and Nicole. Now, let me tell you why this is a special collaboration. There is a lady out in India called Sera. You might see her on YouTube as Artists Resin or Resin Artists. Now, Sera, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but she's a wonderful lady. She doesn't know anything about this, by the way. Sera, I'm putting quite a lot, look. Sera is one of these lovely people that comes along into your world just once in a while. She subscribes to everybody's channels with both of her accounts. She comments on your videos with both of her accounts. She pops up in live chat on your premieres with both of her accounts. She's supportive. She always comments. She always chips in. She's in the Crafty YouTubers United group with me and many others. Oh, that's nice. And she contributes it so well. She's one of these that gives so much more than she takes. She's absolutely incredible. I'm very proud to think of her as a friend, really. Now, the other remarkable thing about Sera is in her country, she can't get a lot of the craft supplies that we can. And she's also working in a very, very tiny crafting space. It's only about the size of, I don't know, the sink area in my bathroom. It's tiny. Now, a lot of people work in a tiny crafting space, but this is even more remarkable, and she's filming as well like that. It's just incredible what she achieves. Now, I'll put a link to Sera's channel down below in the video description. Please do go and check her out. She's very talented. Her work is so lovely, and it's not like anything I've seen from anybody else either. Now, she's a very special friend to a lot of us. And when it was suggested that we should do a collaboration, kind of in her honour, really, then a load of us have just jumped in. So it's going to be a heck of a good playlist. I'll put you the link for that as well at the end of this video. I just thought, what a nice idea, and she'd appreciate it, I'm sure. So, yes, like I said, there's once in a lifetime somebody like Sera comes along, so I was quite honoured to be asked if I'd like to get involved in this collaboration. One thing I'll promise you now, folks, and I'll go on record officially as saying this, I've been saying it amongst our group, but I hope I never get too big to make time for these sort of collaborations. I think they're very special. Claire's Crafty Corner started something quite unique with these big mass collaborations, and the idea that people are now firing them up as little tributes to each other and special friends and special themes and for special events. We've got World Kindness Day coming up, for example. I think it's amazing, and you know, it's something we should be supporting, and of course it helps each other out and provides you lot with a fabulous amount of entertainment, I hope. So what I've done, right, back to the craft, I've poured that round the edge, as you can see, and I'm going to pour this lovely chocolate colour in the centre. Now the reasons I'm going for these colours, apparently Suda's favourite colours are these. So what we're going to be doing is the purple and the purple and brown. So what we're doing is 2 trays. So this is our first one, which I'm doing just in the fairly traditional way. I didn't tell you I was doing 2 trays, did I? There's a surprise for you. Fairly traditional way. We're just pouring the resin in, and we're going to be using the washi tape on the other side. But in putting the 2 colours like that, it should run around the edges and it should push and pull. Now I'm going to put those cups to one side, and we're going to put this little fella to one side, and we're going to bring in our second tray. You weren't expecting this, were you? Okay, so this one needs to be clear because this is where our velvet effect's going to come. So we're going to have 2 trays for Suda. Right, that's all mixed up. While you've been gone, I've filled this up because I'd forgotten I was going to. I think I might put the tiniest bit of sparkle in this, actually. I mean, really tiny bit, because it's a satin effect. Satin rather than velvet, I think, is what I'm going for. So yeah, just the tiniest little bit of the sparkle in, just to give it a little bit of something. There we go. That'll do nicely. So what we're going to do then to get this satin, velvet, whatever you want to call it, effect, I'm just going to pour clear in, and then we're going to put some cling film, saran wrap, whatever you want to call it, on the back. Now the trick here is not to overfill the mould. I made plenty of resin just in case, but you need to allow space for the saran wrap to do its thing. I think that'll be enough. And then for topping the back off as well. So here we go. And this stuff's going to be practically impossible with gloves on, I think. Nightmare. Oh, no, we got it. We got it. So what we're doing is we're just cutting a piece. It's going to stick to everything in sight because that's exactly what it's intended for. Including me and the resin, which isn't meant to yet. Oh, this is a fiddle faddle. Just remembered why I haven't done this before. Right. We are going to put the... Oh, I need to move that one further out of the way, don't I? Pull this one this way. So we're going to put this into the top, and we're going to go... Oh, this is fun. Yeah, this is more fun than I thought it would be, actually. We're just scrunging, you see? You scrunge it as much as you want until you've got the sort of effect that you want. And I do want to scrunge around the edges too, so we're just going to pull and push a bit with my stick. And that's what's going to create that texture in the resin. Oh, this is fun. Okay, we're now just going to leave it until both of these have cured, because obviously we've got some more stages to do. Right, tell you what, let's unmould this first. I don't even know whether these moulds will unmould now. They are so old. Well, first of all, I unmoulded the little bowl, and I found really that glitter has just gone all the way through it. Isn't it cute? I'm surprised it's still shiny. It's that old. Anyway, let's see if we can get this one out. Just see what it looks like, and we can put that to one side while we work on the other one. So I want to do the washi tape bit both at once. Now that's worked out interesting, That wasn't what I had intended at all. Because we just ended up with, I thought that the other colour would just sort of go through it and we'd end up with a bit more like it is on the back. No, the glitter has managed to sink and we've ended up with this strange oval. Now, do I make another one is the question. Or do we actually embrace... no, look, I tell you what, that's going to be a nice frame for whatever. Oh, yeah, look. That'll be a nice frame for whatever washi tape I put on. Right, okay. So, although that wasn't what I intended, we'll leave it at that because I think that's rather nice. Now, let's put that to one side and let's turn our attention to this one because we should be able to remove the cling film. That's the theory anyway. Yeah, it's coming off. Now I'm going to end up with a bit of a trimming job to do around the edges, and I'm quite tempted to do that now. See, this is very slightly bendy still, actually. Come on. Come on off. Now the tricky bit's going to be making sure I've got all of this off. I'm wondering whether really just normal cellophane would have been better. People tell me this is the stuff to use, so we shall persevere. Now, our colours. I was thinking on the same colours again, wasn't I, really? Yeah, so... Oh, do we just want to think a bit more chameleon-y? Chameleon-y, is that a word? Shall we mix them? Some of the brown. Oops, quite a lot of brown then. With some of the... What have we got that's chameleon-y? That would be appropriate. I suppose we should stick with the same colour, shouldn't we? So let's put some of the mermaid sparklet. Perhaps that's why the gold took over a bit too much there, because it is actually sparkly anyway. Don't know. Right, let's get... I'm going to go in with a blusher brush because it's such a big area. This strikes me as the easiest way to do it. I think there's still some cling film there. Maybe this will highlight it so I can find it. Would be handy, wouldn't it? Oh, I think there's still some there. Yeah, there is. Oh, this is Tracy making a mess. Right. There's a bit there as well. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is a way to find if you've got any left. I think if I did this again, though, I wouldn't use cling film. I think I would be going straight in with some cellophane because this is a bit too faffy for me. Yeah, I think I've got most of it, though. I think I want to go more of the mermaid's eye here because we're going to be putting black on the back, aren't we? Yeah. Look, there's still bits of cling film showing up. Oh, God. I'm going to end up with this everywhere, aren't I? Okay, I'm not going to worry if there's still just one or two little bits left. Now, this isn't clinging like I hoped it would. Yeah, there's definitely still some bits coming off. Strangely, the mica powder, the chameleon powder, is actually making that lift. But it's not sticking like I thought it would, which is really annoying. I think it would stick better than that. What about some of this one? This is a cheap one I've had for years. Oh no, hang on. We've got a metallic one there. This is an Estoyo one. This might be, yes, this is an Estoyo one. And again, we're looking at rich browny colours. Oh, still that doesn't want to stick either. Okay, maybe that's what it's supposed to be like. We're going to put black in the back of this anyway. So let's get some black mixed up. It's just a normal black pigment paste. It was the jet black from Just For You online. Looks like I might need a little bit more. Anyway, I'm going to top it up and then we'll just cross everything and we'll see what it looks like. I'm not holding out much hope for this. After the first one that I thought would be the easy one, it hasn't quite worked out how I intended. Yeah. I'm not holding out too much hope for this one now. Oh well, I'm going to fill it up and I will see you later. Demoulding time, and I've definitely got some trimming to do around the edges. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, it worked. Now, I didn't think that would work. Wasn't it nice? Okay, I'm just going to get a craft knife and do a bit of trimming around the edges. And obviously be careful if you do this. If you've got a deburring tool, you might prefer to use that. And I'm going to let these air for a little bit and then we'll come back and add our flowers. So I'll see you in a couple of hours. And just like I said, going to let them air just a little bit. So the next step was to mix up some resin. Now, I'm going to let it sit and thicken a little bit while we cut out our beautiful washi tape stickers. And I'm still ogling at this. Now, this mould isn't quite as shiny as it used to be because it's ancient. Like I said, these are two of the first moulds I ever bought. But that doesn't matter. And this is the message, really. Don't go throwing your old moulds away. You never know what they'll be useful for. But that surprised me. That one's come out. Oh, look, it's got a little foot. There we go. That one's come out surprisingly shiny considering. Didn't even trap too many bubbles either. Isn't that nice? Anyway, yes, so what we need to do is put down a coat of resin first to seal. What we're going to do is put down a thin coat of resin first and move our washi tape stickers around on it. Now, the reason for using a layer of resin first is to allow that movement so you can slide them around and get them exactly where you want them. And also, if you stick stickers, no matter how fine and high quality they are, down straight onto your resin, inevitably when you put your resin on top, you can see some of the edges still and it doesn't look quite the same. So rather than use the natural sticky that these come with, we're going to use the resin to stick them down. I'll show you what I mean. So I've decided on these. I don't want to overpower this one. So I'm kind of torn between this bit. Don't know if you've seen these washi tapes, by the way. Come on, these great big long rolls. I can do some pre-cut ones now as well, but this one isn't. They're from the washi tape shop and they're very, very fine quality. You get this massive great roll and it only repeats about every, I don't know, miles. So you get lots of designs. So what I've decided on for this one is that. For the little pot, let's see if we can put one in the bottom of the little pot. Let's just have a little flower like that. And for this, I don't want to overpower the whole thing, so I'm just going to take this bit out of the corner. This bit here and put it in the corner. So this is all we do. I'm going to stick them down onto an old cutting mat from my Cricut. And if you stick it down quite well, this is still on the backing tape, notice? Still on the backing tape. And we're going to kind of fussy cut. Now, we don't need to go, this is a rotary cutter, by the way. We don't need to be too fussy because what I'm going to do will pretty much hide the edges of the sticker. So I'm just going to go around this little rotary tool. There's lots of different ways of holding it, by the way. You can hold it here. You get your fingers out of the way when you're filming. That might be a good idea. I've found there's various different ways of holding it. You just find what suits you. You can see how easy it is to cut. And what I'm hoping is it'll just go through the upper layer, and then we can just peel it off and the backing will end up stuck to my sticky mat. So this is just an old sticky mat from my Cricut Joy. Now, the easiest way to get these off, I find, is with, look at that, isn't that easy? So is with a weeding tool from your vinyl kit. Although you can, of course, go carefully with a knife. The only trouble with a knife is you might rip the sticker when you pull it off. Now, what we're going to do is get some gloves on because we're going to be resining. Okay, so we're all PPE'd. Let's do the little one first, shall we? So what we're going to do is cover each of these just with a thin layer. Let's pull you out a bit again. Here we are. A thin layer of resin. I find the easiest way to do that is with some of these silicone tools. These were cheap things. So we're just going to put a bit in each. This is heating up actually. It's gone quite starting to go quite sticky. So I do need to crack on with it. And you're going to keep some because we're going to put a coat over the top as well. So we're just going to spread it around like that. Let it settle a bit. Of course, you could just get in there with your finger, rub it around. We're just trying to cover the area, really. Doesn't even have to go right up to the edges. I'm just being neat. The final coat will, of course. But yeah, that's nice and thick and gloopy. Okay, so all we're doing now is just pulling the little pieces. Oh, there's a bit that doesn't come off. There we are. We're just pulling the little pieces away from the backing. And we're just going to pop them in. And I tend to push them down from the centre, like so that it pushes any bubbles out. So we'll do that first of all, and then we'll do some fine tuning. But yeah, this is how easy they are to lift off. I'll put you the links for everything I'm using down in the video description as usual, by the way. Oops, managed to tear a little bit off the edge there. Darn it. It's okay, let's put it to the edge and it won't matter, will it? Let's put it in the middle. That wasn't where I was going to put it, but never mind. See, there's always a way. Okay, so we're pressing down from the middle, pushing the resin out. And this one's going to be the fun one, this big one. You do have to be a little bit careful not to tear them because they are delicate, and of course where you've cut you'll have left raw edges. Ah, that'll come out beautifully. Oops, now it's stuck to me. Again, starting in the middle and working outwards. Right, now this is where it gets messy. Going in with your gloved finger seems to be the way to go. I'm actually just going to quickly cut out another one of these little sprigs, I think. There you go, fussy cutting couldn't be easier, could it? There. Now, yes, this is where we get messy. So let's bring this one up close and show you. Yeah. Now, because I'd let the resin go quite sticky, I'd left it for about 40 minutes, I think. What we're doing is just really pushing the little thing down. It shouldn't curl up because, as I said, I let the resin get really quite sticky. I've kept a bit back in case I need to top coat as well. But I think that should settle. And because you've put it on that slippy surface, there we are, you can move it around. Now this one is definitely going to need some more resin on the top. And this one is, because they weren't quite covered, were they? The bases weren't 100% covered. So here we go. Now you could use a spready stick. I've got this ready just in case, but I think what I wanted to do was just get in there with my hands. Don't forget you've always got your gloves on, so this is okay and it's fun. But doing it this way, can you see it's sliding around? But because I let the resin set a little bit first, well, thicken first, then it shouldn't move. It shouldn't keep sliding around, but what I tend to do is just check on it in 20 minutes, just to make sure. You could, of course, use one of the quick cure resins. I keep working outwards, by the way, because you're always pushing bubbles out. So yeah, I could have used one of the quick cure resins because they're thicker to start with. That works too. You can do this with UV, but these are quite big pieces. You probably wouldn't want to use UV on something this big. So what we're doing now, we're really pressing down on the sticker. Now we know we've got good coverage. And again, going outwards all around the edges of it. And we'll make sure we've got it in the right position. Maybe put a little bit more resin in. I think that's about where I want it. It's a nice messy project, this one, isn't it? But it does give you that nice finish that we're after. Same here. Right. I'm enjoying this. This brings out the big kid in you getting your hands in there, doesn't it? So, of course, you have got lost a little bit of depth to your trinket tray, but these standard little trinket trays are quite deep, so it doesn't really matter too much. And the little pot there, let's put our last bit into the little dish. And what you should find is that we've got no visible edges around these stickers at the end, or if they are, they're very, very minimal. And people will go, how did you do that? And it turns out it's just fancy stickers. So if you go to the washi tape shop, by the way, if you fancy any of these, I mean, you can use other brands of stickers, of course you can, or other brands of PET washi tape. But I just love theirs. The details, the designs, they're just absolutely breathtaking. And you get so much on one of those whopping big rolls. But anyway, yes, if you go to their website and you go looking for washi tapes, you'll find that they do the traditional washi tapes that are on paper, some stuff, and then they do these. What you're looking for is PET tape, and you'll see that they do have a range of pre-cut ones if you don't fancy messing. Right, I'm just going to make sure this has got all the way up to the edges. I've made such a sticky mess. I'm going to get cleaned up, and then we're just going to leave them until that's all cured, and we'll have a proper look. So I will see you later. And so the finished pieces. True friends are hard to come by in this world, and I've made so many through this whole YouTube journey with my craft. Suda, you are a special lady. We appreciate you more than you probably realise. Talented, lovely, thoughtful, kind, beautiful lady. Thank you, Suda, so much for all that you do for everyone. And thank you everyone for watching. And if you like this video, by the way, you'll probably like what's coming up next. So take a look at that and enjoy.